And he goes into you got to get this book and read the whole book, because he goes into all the details of how this collapse kind of finalized. Back to the book. By the time we got back to the group, Japanese troops had arrived from the other direction. They were already lining people up to count us. Pretty soon a Jap soldier came up to me muttering something and at the same time flapping his hand up and down. I looked at him with a puzzled look because I didn't have the slightest idea what he wanted. The Jap kept his puzzling gestures, and I could tell that he was getting more furious by the minute. I turned around, looked at some of the guys, and shrugged my shoulders, indicating that I did not know what the Jap wanted. Someone said, "He wants you to sit down." So I sat down immediately and received a crack across my head with a rifle butt. I knew then that that was not what he wanted, so I immediately got back up. That's when he gave me a shove, and the guy next to me a shove, and so on. He wanted us to start walking. That was the beginning of our march out of Bataan, and I believe that I was the first one to start it. This is where my story is going to be difficult to tell for two reasons. The first being that we were told on our return to the U.S. that we were not to speak to anyone about our experience as prisoners of war, not the press, our family, or friends. The reason for this was that somewhere down the line we might be in a war again, and undoubtedly more prisoners would be taken. If we revealed how we survived, this information would get into the hands of our enemy, which would then make it doubly tough on our prisoners. This made good sense, and I did abide by it. Over the years, however, our story has been told so many times, now I feel free to tell mine. The second reason is that I was, and still am, reluctant to tell about my experience as a POW is the fact that I thought it would be impossible to describe what we went through. Impossible to tell and impossible to describe in written word. I have since read many good books on the subject and seen film documentaries made, but you had to be there to experience it to know what it was like. I know that my meager attempt will also fail, but I will write about it anyways.